Hey everybody, welcome to Monday. We're here with the lovely Maggie Unzueta, the owner of Mama Maggie's Kitchen and Maximize Your Media. And I help. Today we're talking about productivity tips and about the things that we have learned along the line to make it easier, more efficient, and to make us more productive working from home, because there's a lot of distractions and things that can go wrong.
And for those of you just joining us, the last few days we've been talking about working from home and ideas on what you can do to work from home and increase your revenue, or maybe even start your own home business, because we've been doing this for quite some time. And we've learned a few things over the years. My number one tip.
I know, this is her. She's into the P word.
Prioritize. It's actually number one, number two go together. Prioritize and organize.
So what do you mean by prioritize?
So, and now it's just a mental thing, because you just do it. I just know how to do it. And I understand that some people are like, what do you mean? I did it for so many years that...
Show your hands a little bit more.
Yeah, my hands. I've done it for so many years that it's natural. I just do it. But I used to do this, guys. And this is what I advise to a lot of you. Sit down and set some goals for yourself. What do you have to accomplish? So for me, I have a social media business, right, that I've had for over 10 years. So, all right, I have a bunch of clients, and I work off of schedules for every single one of them. All right, so whose schedule, what deadline do I have to meet today? All right, such and such person is ending. I have to go and work on that person who's ending tomorrow, and I prioritize depending on who's ending. And from there, I usually do it every day, but some people like to do it like even for a week, a month long. With Mama Maggie's Kitchen, it's different. The blog, I have a long list of keywords that I've researched, sat down, just researched, and I go through the list and I just kind of go, okay, how many of these can I do realistically in a month? We'll get to that in just a little bit. So that's what we're talking about with prioritizing and organizing. And that's just your work. That's not necessarily your life and things.
Well, and those are your targets. Those are the KPIs that they talk about in business school and in large corporations, your key performance index. And so I think that you actually run your goals and your targets and stuff based upon the numbers to a great extent.
Yeah. The higher the number, the more chance that I'm going to do it.
In terms of cash or in terms of results?
Oh, okay. Both. If I sit there and I just look at numbers all day long. If it's hitting, then I'm going to continue doing it. If it's not, then I don't. All right. So the other thing we're going to talk about, number 3, is stick to a schedule. Oh man, and that's not just
hard.
That. Well, for him.
Well, I'm not the most scheduled person. I'm sort of the creative genius type who gets lost in time sometimes.
Well, creating a schedule for yourself is the big deal. So I know how I work best. So let's go here. All right. If you really have to know you and just be honest with yourself. What are the times of the day that you work best? For me, that's 9 to 12, and then again from 1 until 4. At 4 o'clock, I need to go. I need to just stop. Now think about that. It's almost like a traditional, day of the.
It's like a 9 to 5.
It is like a 9 to 5, but you're doing your pajamas.
I'm not wearing pajamas
I'm not wearing
today.
pajamas today. No.
She looks fine.
But you see, those are, and I know that if I want to get something done, if I know, oh man, this is, and I look at what each task, what I have to do, how intense, how involved do I have to be? All right, is it 1 hour, 2 hours, 45 minutes, 30 minutes? What is it?
I don't know. Let me see.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Who is there?
Frijoles.
Frijoles?
Did I see there? How?
That's Terry. That's Terry. She's been following us for everything from the marketing, a number of things. Anyway, hola, Terry.
It's like frijoles. Sorry, I stopped.
Hola, frijoles. Yeah, see, she's completely wired into anything Spanish. So it's like this is how you get things Done, done, done.
All right. Okay, so going back. So thinking about how much time do you need to create that task or to finish that task? That to me, again, prioritizing, being realistic with yourself. Okay, this is how much time that I have to do it. So I know that I'm going to fit it within those times. I said 9 to 12 and then 1 to 4. I know that I can fit those into those times. So that's when I create a little schedule for myself in my head. Before, again, I used to write it all down. Did I do this? Okay, check it off. And there was something very satisfying because I had a little whiteboard and I would just like check it off. You know,
I remember your whiteboard.
Well, it's still there. It's still there.
Oh, yeah.
But he does some things like
I'm a little different in terms of Ian, the scheduling because I do really well like from 10 to 12. You're 9 to 12. When we go to walk, and also we schedule times for walking and things like that first thing in the morning. Some people like to walk in the afternoon as their break. Some people like a noontime walk right after they've eaten so that they don't completely fall asleep. For some people, breaks are like a nap. I mean, my dad used to always do a nap at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So from 2 to 2:15, and then boom, he could go with patients all the way until 7:30 at night. For me, my productivity is like 10 to 12. I'm very productive again, probably between 2 to 4, but my most productive time is actually between 9 and midnight. And that creates, we have to adjust our schedules.
Yeah, I sleep during those
She's sleeping. She's almost out completely at 9 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, time to write some emails.
Yeah, I can't do that. But okay, so here's something else you guys have to know. And like a lot of you who had to suddenly be thrown into working from home, working with the kiddo is...
Yeah, it's a little challenging, especially when we're in the homeschooling thing.
Yeah, that was hard.
What was Terry saying? She says,
make
I agree, make lists, yeah. She's the big list person. I'm holding stuff in my brain and sometimes it goes away, which is why I drink more coffee.
So let me give you some tips. Those of you who are moms and have kids, gosh,
I think it was easier with the homeschooling.
When he had the distance learning thing going,
because he was busy.
He was busy for certain blocks of hours, and I knew that I had to get everything I needed to do during that time because I really had to give myself a break. I wasn't blogging as much. I wasn't really doing as I had to because of him. Mm-hmm. He would be done within those few hours, and it was like, okay, I got to just work during those hours. The most productive hours were right there, and talk about high efficiency during that time.
Actually, efficiency is interesting. When there's a time crunch, you can be very efficient. I remember in my practice in the DC area, at one point, my dad was extremely ill and couldn't practice anymore, so I used to fly back and forth to Buffalo from DC. So my 5-day week was compressed into 4, and we got everything done and made actually more money and saw more patients Monday through Thursday than we did when it was Monday through Friday.
So talking to your kids is what I was trying to get to. Okay. Talk to them. I don't know what age they are. My son, he's 13, so he can understand. So if I did, like there was something I was doing in the afternoon, maybe one of my clients really needed to talk to me, and in the afternoon, they couldn't break it during the time that he was distance learning. Honey, look.
I'll be gone for a half hour.
Don't bother me. Yeah. You need to keep it quiet. Can you go, into your room for a little while and just, hang out?
Here's your phone. Go play a game.
No. If it did get to that, it'd be like, okay, let me give you an extra 30 minutes because I don't know if you time limit your kids. I do with how much time he has on his phone. So it's like, okay, I can give that to you. Or, hey, you know what? You want to do a bike ride later? We might have ice cream later. If you just give me 30. I need an hour from here to here. Talk to them. The other thing is, what is acceptable behavior during, you're having these chats, and don't walk around naked.
I try not to.
I'm not talking about
you. Oh, no, I thought about the redhead. Okay.
Well, not that he does. Not that he does. He does not. But don't go screaming. Because I know that you're watching maybe a video or something. You're loving your video. It's like you're like, woo. Okay, my clients can hear you. So that kind of stuff, and also talking to the husband. Hey, I have a meeting from blah 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 blah. Please, can you leave me into this section of the house in the room? Just keep it quiet. I'm going to need the internet.
Well, which brings up an important point, too. Having a specific work area anchors your mind towards, I'm sitting at this desk. This is time for me to work.
That's number 6.
6? Okay, well,
He jumped ahead.
I'm feeling 60.
so that one is a big one. Okay, is having a workplace, because so we have our bedroom. We have our bedroom next to his office. It's it's like a little space next to it.
It's a tiny office.
It's
nice.
It's a tiny office. It's
like
nice.
A den,
yeah, it's like a little tiny mini den. There are books there, and there's a computer in there. And when I go up there and I want to go to bed, like you heard, he goes to work 9 to midnight. The last thing I want to do when I'm trying to go to bed is hear typing or see a screen. Because I can see the reflection on the screen. So we close the doors, and that to me is
pocket doors.
The pocket doors, and I'm just like, okay, I don't. Okay.
Sometimes I run downstairs here to the dining room, or I'll go over to her office, which is at the opposite end of the house. That, by the way, is very important to have a degree of physical separation. When you work with your
husband, that's a big deal, guys.
Yeah.
He goes to his part of the house, I go to my part of the house.
You are banished.
So it's like, okay, I have my own office, and I literally will close the door at night. I'll close the door. It's like, I'm done. Hey, I don't have to do that.
Terry said something.
I too am a night owl.
See, fellow night owls. Night owls unite. Woo, woo, woo. What did she say too?
She's baking from home. And
that's right.
So the info you've shared, it has been an asset.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you popping in live. It helps things to move along.
Yeah.
Hey, what else you got?
Okay. Ooh, I like this.
What is it?
Night owl.
Ooh.
All right. So block time.
Oh yeah, block
That's
time.
more for you.
It is for me.
All right, go for it.
Well, so I like to block out certain periods of time. So it's like I'm going to do, and particularly this happens on Fridays, because I wound up like last week I wound up with 3 live broadcasts. Okay. So typically my Fridays the block time is from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. is 1 live. From 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. is 1 live. So I know every single Friday that I'm going to have a 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. slot of block time just for Facebook Lives, but with a little bit of a buffer in there. And everybody knows, don't bother him, don't do this, don't do that. Now, I also block email time, which drives her crazy sometimes. So, didn't you get my emails? Like, no, because I check my emails at 10, I check them again at 4, and I try to avoid my inbox, because that is one of the biggest rabbit holes that I can dive into and never come back out of.
So, okay, here's another thing, guys. That is huge, what he's talking about when you have Facebook and Instagram.
True. Social media, same deal.
Yeah, if you blog, because we spend a lot of time on the internet, especially as a blogger. Hello.
Well, she's on Instagram, not just Instagram Lives, but Instagram direct messages and posts and tons of stuff like that.
If you've taken out a moment out of your time to send me a message, I should have a minute to respond to whatever it is that you're sending me. That's how I see that. Yeah. Now, so this is an exception, okay? Because Instagram is a really big place for me. I'm really developing some really loyal followers, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's your work. You're not scrolling through just to see what's current and funny, and is there a new cat video or something?
I consume the internet differently. If you are friends with me on Facebook, I'm sorry. I have like 4 different Facebook accounts. I know that's against the TOC. or TOS, sorry. But what it happens is that it's a long story, actually.
You also had test accounts too.
Yeah, I was doing some testing. I was like, it's a bit of Facebook, and it happened like back in 2010. Like, it was years ago.
Long ago.
So, anyways, all right, going back. Oh, right. So what he was saying is great for the normal person who's not a blogger.
Are you calling me normal?
There's nothing normal about saying that. I'm sorry. But for the person who's not a blogger, seriously blocking times just to do your Facebook and your Instagram, and also blocking time to be with the kids. When he's on his lives, oh man, I have a hard time being on the internet. Hello, I work online, and it's like, oh, come on, any Friday's really hard. So
it's getting a little bit better.
So instead, what I figured out is, says who?
Well, no, it's getting better insofar as we're getting more bandwidth now than we had previously. So we don't see as much of a slowdown in the lives and stuff if somebody's doing something.
I figured out a way around that.
What's
so
that?
On Fridays, I will cook with my son. We'll make something. You know, he loves cooking with me, and I really do enjoy it. It does take out a lot of time because he will start eating the food.
Well, you also go out. You've gone on bike rides and gone out on other things.
Yeah, we'll go on bike rides. We'll do something because we know that he's got all the bandwidth. And the other thing is, I'll do some shooting. Like I'll shoot my photos, or that's when I'll edit photos because I don't need anything online. I can take pictures. I can do some meal prepping during that time. So I know Fridays is that day for us to do that with my son. Okay. So other block times that we have, what is this one? Oh, laundry.
Laundry. So here's this can be a major distraction. And when I was first working from home, it was the same sort of thing, which is like, oh yeah, I'm going to put a load of laundry in, or maybe I'll do some ironing, or maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll do that. And as a result, sometimes you're staring at the washing machine or the dryer, like, oh, look at it's moving a little bit. Well, not most people, but I would, because when I was a little kid, we used to stare at the washing machine going around and around in my parents' kitchen. Before TV. Okay.
Abnormal?
That's tangential.
That's normal?
It's totally normal. Anyway, but if you can schedule, like maybe it's your break that you schedule. Let's say you have a 15-minute hour, you work really hard, and then you put in a load of laundry for 5 minutes and maybe walk around or dance or do something, a yoga posture or whatever it is, just to be able to get that little bit of a break. Because I don't know about you, but I do not work well going 3 hours straight. If nothing else, my butt is fatigued sitting in a chair.
Yeah, I do have to stand up. I can do 3 hours stretch, but I have to get up at one point or another, even if it's just a pee.
Well, but it also, your brain, you get some blood circulating to your brain, which is a relief.
A couple things before I forget. There are two people I'm thinking of in specific at this moment. Sorry, totally different from our little list here.
Sorry.
Phil he walks to work. So he works from home.
Oh yeah.
He takes a walk and he comes back, and that's when he starts his work.
In the UK.
He's in the UK.
It's a great idea.
There's somebody else, I can't remember. They put a desk. Oh, what am I thinking of? She's a VA. She does social media management, and so we're lucky because we live in a big house, right? But she lives in a little tiny place with 3 kids. Yeah. So what her husband did is he built this little desk for her where it's almost like a Murphy thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she can put that away. And I can't have them, guys. So she can come in, because for me, it's all about taking it off. I don't want to see it. I need to just, so when I go to bed and I need to relax, it has to be away from me. So she opens it up when she's ready to work. It's in her bedroom, okay, because of time and space. And she closes her bedroom door when she's working, and the husband has the kids for those that time that she works. She does work a lot in the morning whenever she doesn't have her kids.
And you did those 5 a.m. things. You were working at 5 a.m. when you were a single mom.
When I was a single mom, I was working 5 a.m. until 7 when he woke up, around 7-ish. So I had a couple of hours there, and then I worked during the time that he was at school. Mm-hmm. And then after school, I was there. I was able to be there for him, with him. That was super, super, super important for me. Okay. We were talking about specific workflows. We just talked about that. Yeah. Meal prep. Oh, guys.
She's the mistress or master of meal prep, because without her meal prep, we would be
I am all about scheduling. Guys, prioritize, organize. I need to work on a schedule. If not, things kind of go in my brain. I don't know why. I know I've got issues, guys. But I need to know what I'm making for dinner. I need to know what I'm making for lunch. I need to know what is already made for lunch. During the quarantine, we were quarantined with my mom. That was hard because she's on a very special diet. She's in kidney failure and heart disease and
diabetes. You name it, she's got it.
You name it, except cancer. She doesn't have cancer.
No cancer.
No cancer.
No C word.
But yeah, so that was really rough on us because I was making extra meals for her.
Sometimes you made 4 meals a day. I mean, 4 different or 3 different meals.
Wait, and
3 different foods. Yeah. the pickiness.
The picky. Okay, my son, and my mom. I say that he's her clone because the two of them were super picky. One wanted tons of carbs, pizza. He wants cookies. He wants, you name it. Terry, he would love all of your cookies.
Snickers.
Yeah, but my mom can't eat any of that. So it was like.
So at one mealtime, there would be 3 separate meals prepared. I'm talking dishes, 3 different dishes prepared.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is, because at that point, with 3 meals a day, sometimes you're creating 9 different dishes in one day.
It was so hard. Yeah. So anyway, normally meal prep, guys.
Yep.
Meal prep. Just prep your meals, even if it's just so simple as having, or even buying, if you can afford it, buy already chocolate chopped up, or
carrot sticks,
the carrot sticks already done. Yesterday, I just put a bunch of things in containers.
Yep.
Just chopped up the broccoli, chopped
well,
up
because,
stuff.
And I think what makes it really valuable is that if you're in a regular office situation, there's going to be a noontime lunch, and you bring your lunch there and take a break in the break room, or you go out to lunch with friends and then you come back again to work. But the problem with me in particular is it can be 2 or 3 o'clock or 4, and it has happened more than once. I forgot to eat lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
And I'll get these messages. Did you eat?
I literally have to put it right in front of him and say, eat this.
It's a sticky note too.
Eat this.
Eat this.
Yeah. Because he can go without it. And that's, yeah.
It's not healthy for you, but I do get sort of obsessed with creating something. Excuse me. I'm burping up my coffee. Sorry. I'm not feeling super right now.
All right. So number 8. Okay. I work on, organizing, prioritizing. Schedules is a big deal. So number 8, honey's emails and social media. Go for it.
Oh, yeah. What did I write down?
Oh, we already talked about this.
Yeah, we did talk about scheduling. I mean, the thing is, too, you have to understand that, and I'm just going to reiterate this because this was one of my big things. I used to have my inbox open all day long. And as emails would come in, it's like, oh, bing, bing, bing. I've turned off most notifications.
You see, that's not me.
No.
If you send me a message, most of the time, I'm like 99% of the time going to respond. I forget sometimes to respond to something gets missed. It happens.
I'll stick a star on the message. I'll do something like that, or else you can just keep the windows open in a different place.
I'm a little, I'm a little anal when it comes to this, because I see an unopened email, I'll check it right then and there.
I call it OCPD. Obsessive Compulsive Productivity.
I'm highly effective at working from home. He has issues with it. I think not everyone is meant for working from home. It is a skill in its own.
Which is why you have to customize your own particular.
You just have to, and I'm going to say it again, you just got to be real with you. Yeah. You got to be real with you. What can you really do? How much time can you allocate to it? And when do you work best? Because that right there will give you your schedule.
Yeah. Whereas most people are probably okay arriving at work at 8 or 9 or something like that. I had to train myself to do it. My chiropractic practice, we started seeing patients at 10. And I'll tell you, to this day, I don't really feel like doing any work until 10 a.m. In school, we had a 10-10 break for like 40 minutes or 50 minutes.
Is that where this comes from?
Yeah, probably. So in school, the 10-10 break.
It's not that you can't learn it. You can definitely learn that.
And there are times in my work and professional career where I've become a morning person and was conking out by 8 p.m.
You can do this. Everybody had to at one point or another during this whole pandemic, right?
It's like 20. It takes about 21 days on average to establish a new habit. So that if we started now, I would bet you, and I really was determined at it, I could probably be at work starting at my computer every morning at 7 a.m. But I don't want to.
Seriously, be real with you.
Yeah.
Just have a real talk with yourself. What can I do?
Oh, productivity killer and time suck. Meetings. Too many Zoom meetings. We used to have meetings with VAs that would just drag on a long time.
Oh my God.
And that's not really good. It's like they say in town here, nothing good happens after midnight. I say sometimes, very often, nothing really good happens in a meeting. There's a lot you can do with email, Facebook messages. If you can use Slack if you want to, or Trello or something like that.
Yeah, those are good.
Too many meetings just will be a productivity time suck. So anything else we missed?
Nope.
Or, no, that's about it.
That's about it. If you guys have any questions, let us know.
Yeah.
I've been working from home 10 years, guys, 10 years.
Mine's only 8.
And it's gone a lot easier. Once you get into a habit, it gets easier. All right, so send us a question.
Yeah,
if you
hit us
have
up.
one,
You can,
we're
here on Maximize Your Media, which is our agency, you can send us a message through the chat bot here. You can also put questions or comments here below, just like Terry had done wonderfully. And we will be back at some point, somewhere, sometime. We just don't have a schedule. So we did our 5. Well, hey, look, here's the thing. We were doing 4 of these things, and yesterday on Sunday, she said, hey, let's do another one on Monday.
I forgot that we had already done 4 when you mentioned it. I was like, hey, are we coming back tomorrow? I was like, oh, wait. But I did want to do this.
Hey, and hopefully this has been very helpful to you in terms of at least changing your thinking at becoming more productive and being better able to work from home. So that's it for now. I'm going to go away. Bye. Hit that button.